could be handled in due course.
I am so sorry to interrupt you, Joan.
Oh
the president speaking at the White House, he just signed the criminal reform bill. Let's listen in.
Busy 2 or 3 days. It's been very positive. Things are happening that haven't happened in our government for a long time. The other night, as you know, we had a vote on border security, and I think we want to discuss this just for a second. But the House of Representatives voted 217 to 185, approving strong border security and the money necessary to take care of the barrier, wall, or steel slats, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same. It was a tremendous evening for the Republicans, to be honest with you, because the level of spirit, the level of happiness. A lot of people came out. They said they have never seen, one man in particular, he's been there for over 20 years. He said, I've never seen spirit or enthusiasm like this. They came from all parts of the country. A couple of them came from other parts outside. So I say all parts of the world in order to vote. And they voted, and it was an incredible vote. And we were told that you would never get the House to vote. Well, we were able to get the House to vote. And it wasn't that we did it, they did it. They were incredible. So I want to thank, in this case, House Republicans, because what they did was rather incredible. And now the Senate is looking at it. We just had a meeting with some of our great senator Republicans, and lasted for a long time. Tremendous enthusiasm for border security. And I think I can speak for them very strongly when I say they want to see something happen on border security. They want the security of safety. They want safety for our country. Drugs are pouring in, and we've done an incredible job considering we have no barrier. But drugs are pouring into our country. Human trafficking is at the all-time worst in history because of the internet. And the human trafficking problem is a problem that has gone on through the ages, but it's never been worse because of the internet all over the world. This isn't the United States, this is all over the world. So we need border security, and the Republicans in the Senate, as you know, are taking it up today. And it's really up to the Democrats, totally up to the Democrats as to whether or not we have a shutdown. It's possible that we'll have a shutdown. I would say the chances are probably very good, because I don't think Democrats care so much about maybe this issue, but this is a very big issue. It's an issue of crime. It's an issue of safety. It's an issue of least importantly, dollars. Spend $285 billion a year on illegal immigration. We have to finally do it. The wall will pay for itself on a monthly basis. I mean, literally every month it pays for itself. So we're talking about small amounts of money. Think of it, we approved, and we got good Democrat support. Military last year, $700 billion. Recently, $716 billion for the military. And here we're talking about $5 billion. So it's a tiny fraction, but unfortunately, they've devoted their lives to making sure it doesn't happen. And that wasn't for what should happen, that was for political reasons. So we are going to be working very hard to get something passed in the Senate. There's a very good chance it won't get passed. It's up to the Democrats. So it's really the Democrat shutdown, because we've done our thing. When Nancy Pelosi said you'll never get the votes in the House, we got them, and we got them by a big margin, 217 to 185. So now it's up to the Democrats as to whether or not we have a shutdown tonight. I hope we don't, but we're totally prepared for a very long shutdown. And this is our only chance that we'll ever have, in our opinion, because of the world and the way it breaks out, to get great border security. Ronald Reagan tried many years ago, got a note from a member of his family, many years ago, tried to get a wall. And he fought for a long time during his entire term, and he was never able to get a wall. And I consider him to be a great president. He knew what he was doing. We are going to, one way or the other, we're going to get a wall, we're going to get a barrier, we're going to get anything you want to name it. You can name it anything you want. But we cannot let what's been going on in this country over the last 10 years, we just can't let it happen. Now to a very positive note. Criminal justice reform. Everybody said it couldn't be done. They said the conservatives won't approve it. They said the liberals won't approve it. They said nobody's going to approve it. Everybody's going to be against it. It's been many, many years, numerous decades.
All right, I want to bring in Jim Acosta at the White House and Manu Raju on the Hill. All of this happening as this specter of a shutdown is looming over us, and the chances of it happening are probably very good, Jim Acosta. That's what the president just said.
That's what he just said. And you saw the president there, as we were just talking about a few moments ago, trying to rebrand this shutdown that he said he would own. Remember, 10 days ago, sitting in the Oval Office with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, the Democratic leaders, he told them not to worry. He would own the shutdown if the government shuts down. And now the president, I guess, afraid of whatever political consequences may lie ahead of him, saying just a few moments ago, as this tape is feeding out, that it's the Democrats' shutdown, that it's up to the Democrats to prevent a shutdown. Well, that just goes completely against what he said 10 days ago. And so the president is trying to have his shutdown and blame it on the Democrats, too. But my sense of it is, and keep in mind, Brianna, the last government shutdown, there was a lot of analysis afterwards that said, you know what, maybe the Democrats overreached on that one, and that shutdown probably could have been, laid at their feet. But this time around, that's just not going to happen.
And Manu, there is a concern by Republicans as well, just this constant, the shutdown after the shutdown after the shutdown. I mean, this isn't what they want to be seeing.
Yeah, no question, especially in the last days of all Republican control of Congress. Senate Republicans are really uncertain about the next steps. Right now on the Senate floor, they're voting to take up of that House-passed bill that would add $5 billion to the president's demands to fund his border wall and for border security measures. Now, it's uncertain whether it would even pass this first initial hurdle to take up this measure, but it has no chance of passing the United States Senate. So right now, behind closed doors, senators are meeting over lunch to discuss their next steps and how to proceed. But the question is, how do they get around the fact that the president appears dug in, and the fact that the Democrats are saying that they will not give money to the president for his border wall? I just asked Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, who was in that meeting with the president this morning, if the president had dug in, if he showed any flexibility whatsoever. And he said the president is very insistent on border security. So a lot of questions about what the president may ultimately accept. The senators are going to continue to discuss that this afternoon, Brianna.
All right, Manu and Jim, thank you so much. Stay with us for more on our breaking news, and it's coming at us from every direction, whether it's the shutdown that is going to happen, probably very good, the president says, this evening, and also his decision that prompted his defense secretary to really revolt and resign.